This is a recording about Abdullah Hashem. I have no ill will against anyone in his organization, but you must know, he is running a cult. Before Wikipedia was changed to reflect a more biased view of Abdullah Hashem Abu al-Sadiq, I learned quite a bit about him. I learned that he is Egyptian American. That is, he has an Egyptian father and an American mother. In 2005, he and a friend did a documentary on the Neuro-Linguistic movement, which may have influenced his understanding of cult dynamics and media manipulation. And in 2011, there was a default judgment against him for civil claims, including racketeering and fraud, which raises concerns about his credibility. His organization is called the Ahmadi Religion of Peace and Light, in which he claims titles such as the Qaim and the Second Mahdi. The group's core doctrines include his self-identification as the comforter mentioned by Jesus and the true successor to Simon Peter. From a neuro-linguistic programming perspective, he uses Milton model language patterns and anchoring. He uses unspecified language, lost performatives, comparative deletions, and metaphors. He makes long, monotone speeches to his crowds, engendering a hypnotic trance. He uses the anchors of biblical passages in Muslim language, combined with cause and effect and complex equivalence language patterns, to anchor the information of those passages and phrases to himself. And apparently, this is very concerning, they have loyalty oaths including a blood contribution to a container sealed in a replica of the Ark of the Covenant. According to Rick Ross, there are 3 pronounced criteria for cults. One is a charismatic leader, like Abdullah Hashem, who increasingly becomes an object of worship as the general principles that may have originally sustained the group lose power. That is, a living leader who has no meaningful accountability and becomes the single most defining element of the group and its source of power and authority. The second is a process of indoctrination or education is in use that can be seen as coercive persuasion or thought reform, commonly called brainwashing. The culmination of this process can be seen by members of the group often doing things that are not in their own best interests, but consistently in the best interests of the group and its leader. The third is economic, sexual, and other exploitation of group members by the leader and the ruling coterie. The best way that you can avoid being manipulated by a cult, especially one that uses neuro-linguistic programming, is first to ask what's in it for them and what's in it for me. Second, you need to study the meta-model language patterns and the Milton model language patterns. Familiarize yourself with them so that you can know what's being done to you and you can resist it. And third, tell everyone you know about this. I won't go into the language patterns here because I want to keep this video short. And to Abdullah Hashem, Let me say, I mean you no ill will. I just don't mean your followers any ill will either. And I don't mean your targets any ill will. You can do nothing to me because I am not one person. I could be anyone. Anyone in your organization, anyone in your personal life. You would never know who is feeding me information to look to. Even if I give you hints, know this. You cannot stop this. All you can do is mitigate the damage by giving up your cult and living an honest life. Elitism is the disease. You are the cure.